Welcome back to 10-Minute English Stories, the channel where every story makes your English better and your life richer. Today's story is a little different. It is not just about learning English. It is about learning something that schools never teach you. It is about money, about work, and about what really makes a person happy. Stay with me until the end because the lesson at the end of this story might change the way you think forever. Let's begin. He had everything the world said he needed. A big house, a fancy car, and a wallet full of cash. But every night he cried himself to sleep. Why? Because he had money, but he had lost everything else. This is the story of a man named Daniel. Daniel grew up in a small town in Ohio. His family was not rich. His father worked at a factory. His mother cleaned houses for other people. Every day, Daniel watched his parents work hard. They were always tired, always worried about money. When Daniel was 10 years old, his father said something to him, something Daniel never forgot. "Daniel," his father said, "money is the most important thing in life. Without money, you are nothing." Daniel heard those words and he believed them. From that day, Daniel had one goal, one dream, one purpose: get rich. Get rich as fast as possible. Daniel was smart. He worked hard in school. He got a good job at a big company in New York City. He worked 16 hours every day. He skipped weekends. He missed birthday parties. He missed his best friend's wedding. "I'll celebrate later," he always told himself, "when I have enough money." But here's the problem. Enough never came. Every time Daniel made more money, he wanted more. He bought a bigger house, a better car, designer clothes, but none of it made him feel full inside. His girlfriend, Sarah, tried to talk to him. "Daniel, we never spend time together. You never rest. You never laugh anymore." "Sarah, I'm doing this for us, for our future." "But Daniel," she said softly, "what future? You're not even living today." Daniel did not listen. He kept working, kept chasing. 1 year later, Sarah left him. 2 years later, Daniel's best friend stopped calling. 3 years later, Daniel sat alone in his big, beautiful house, and he cried. He had more money than ever before, but he had never felt so poor in his life. One cold morning in December, Daniel got a phone call. It was his mother. "Daniel, your father is in the hospital. Please come home." Daniel drove 4 hours through the snow. When he arrived, he saw his father lying in a hospital bed. He looked small. He looked tired. He looked old. Daniel sat down next to him and held his hand. "Dad, I'm here." His eyes opened slowly. He looked at Daniel for a long time, then he said something very quietly. "Son, I made a mistake." Daniel leaned closer. "What mistake, Dad?" "I told you money is the most important thing, but I was wrong." His father's voice was weak, but his eyes were clear. "I spent my whole life chasing money, and when I'm lying here, money is not sitting next to me. You are." Daniel felt something break open inside his chest. "Dad, I missed so many of your games, Daniel. So many dinners, so many laughs. And for what? A bigger TV? A newer car?" His father shook his head slowly. "I was chasing the wrong thing, son. Don't make the same mistake I did." That night, Daniel did not sleep. He sat in the hospital waiting room and stared at the floor. He thought about Sarah. He thought about his friend. He thought about all the years he had lost. And for the first time in his life, he asked himself a new question. Not, how do I make more money, but what do I actually want from life? His father recovered, slowly but surely. And while his father was in the hospital, Daniel did something he had never done before. He took a week off from work. He turned off his laptop. He left his phone in his room.
and he just sat with his father. They watched old movies together. They played cards. His father told him funny stories from when Daniel was a little boy. Daniel laughed, really laughed, not the polite laugh you do in a meeting, a real laugh that comes from deep inside you. One evening, while they were sitting on the porch watching the sunset, Daniel's father said, "You know what the richest moment of my life was?" "What?" asked Daniel. "The day you were born. I had nothing in my bank account, but I held you in my arms, and I felt like the richest man in the world." Daniel was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "Dad, I think I've been very, very confused about what rich means." His father smiled. "Most people are, son. Most people are." When Daniel went back to New York, he made some big changes. He left his high-pressure job. He started a smaller company doing work that he actually loved, teaching young people about starting businesses. He made less money, but he made more time. He called his old friend Marcus. He said, "I'm sorry, I was a terrible friend. Can we start over?" Marcus laughed and said, "You owe me a birthday dinner. Make it a good one." Daniel also called Sarah. That conversation was harder. She had moved on. She was happy. But she told him something important. "I'm glad you finally found yourself, Daniel. That's all I ever wanted for you." It hurt, but it also helped him heal. Over the next few years, Daniel built a good life, not a perfect life, but a real one. He had friends who checked on him, a family that gathered every Sunday, work that excited him, and mornings where he woke up and did not immediately reach for his phone. He still made money, but now money was a tool, not a master. He was not chasing anymore. He had arrived. And here is the lesson, the one Daniel learned the hard way, so that maybe you don't have to. Money is important, yes, you need it to survive. But money is not the destination. It is just one part of the journey. The richest people in the world are not always the ones with the most money. They are the ones with the most love, the most peace, the most real connections. Chase money and you might get it, but you might also lose everything else. Chase growth, purpose, and love, and the money will follow. And even if it's slow to come, you will already be rich where it matters most. So, ask yourself today, what am I actually chasing? And is it really worth the price I am paying? Thank you so much for watching 10-Minute English Stories. If this story touched your heart, please hit like, subscribe, and share it with one person who needs to hear this today. See you in the next story. Keep learning, keep growing.